ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः, सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने, व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पासुतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया, सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। विवेकजानन्दनिमग्नचित्तं विवेकदानैकविनोदशीलं, विवेकभासाकमनीयकान्तिं विवेकिनं तम् अहं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धेः, उल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र, येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थौ ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। अशुभानि निराचष्टे तनोति शुभसन्ततिं, स्मृतिमात्रेण यत्पुंसां ब्रह्मतन्मङ्गलं परम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ।
Vaitika dharma is eternal
because it has Satyam as its root. That is why it is called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means a dharma, a philosophy, a culture, a way of life, a value system which is holding Sanatanatva as its root. What is that Sanatanatvam? Satyam. That which is eternal is called Satyam. Since this dharma is holding Satyavastu as its root, therefore this dharma is called Sanatana Dharma. Being revealed by the Veda Pramanam, it is called Vaidika Dharma. The Vaidika Dharma has philosophy, theology, culture, then rituals, and then way of life. It permeates the entire human activities. Human society should have a philosophy for its life. It should have a theology which mentions about the glory of its Lord. Then it should have a culture which cannot be shaken very easily, and it should have rituals for daily transaction with the Lord, and it should have a way of life, segment of society, segregation of duties. All this put together is called Sanatana Dharma. That is why there is no actual definition for the Sanatana Dharma till date in legal terms. In present day context, the Sanatana Dharma is named as Hinduism. Hinduism is the name given by some foreign invaders. They conquered the Sindhu Pradesha. In their language, Sakara is absent, so they cannot name that place as Sindhu Pradesha. So they named that place as Hindu Pradesha. People who are living in that Hindu Pradesha are called Hindus. For that also, my Acharya Swamiji used to give a beautiful explanation. Him apashaptam dushayati iti Hindu. One who refuses asatyam in his life is called Hindu. What is the actual name for this Vaidika Dharma? Sanatana Dharma. One who accepts Sanatana Satyam in his life is called Sanatani. Both meanings are same. But this Dharma has gone through varieties of challenges. Because of the Guru Parampara, it has withstood all the challenges. Challenges from internal and from external. During Dwapara Yuga, Bhagavan Krishna's time, the challenges came in the form of Kshatriya Kulam. The ruler community was challenging this Sanatana Dharma. They are trying to rewrite the moral code. So Bhagavan had to interfere and vanquish them, those who are against the Sanatana Dharma. They use the Sanatana Dharma to destroy the Sanatana Dharma. All their powers in the form of weapons and other things has their roots or source in Sanatana Dharma only. Astra Shastram or Shastra Shastram. They use that Sanatana Dharma and its techniques to make them powerful. Then they try to destroy or try to change the goalposts, ideals of human life, ideals of human society. So Bhagavan had to interfere in the form of Krishna. After Krishna's physical departure, Kali Yuga began. So we all know the society is divided with four groups of people. They call it Varna Dharma. In any society, this Varnam has to be there, will be there. Nobody challenge this division of this Varnam. One group of people in the community, in the society, will be thinking oriented group. They spend their time for thinking. Nowadays, we call them scientists, researchers. Another group will be protecting the society from dangers, both internal and external. Nowadays, they are called soldiers or politicians. Another group will be providers, providers of needs of the society or luxuries to the society. They are called businessmen in nowadays. Then fourth group is one who helps all the three above. Working group, salaried people. Nowadays they are called employees. In those days, a thinking group was called as Brahmanaha, one who is committed for knowledge, either to learn or to preach. But he was kept always as a poor person because he should not have lobha, greediness. Then he will start selling the knowledge. So they are called Brahmana. Then Kshatriya, one who protected the society. Third one is Vaishyaha, one who produces and provides the needs of the society. All the agricultural activities, business activities come under this Vaishya. And fourth one is Shudraha, one who assists all the other three. This is Varna Dharma. What is Ashrama Dharma? Individual life is classified into four stages. Learning stage, building and providing, then retiring, then renouncing. Brahmacharya Ashrama, Grihastha Ashrama, Vanaprastha Ashrama, Sannyasa Ashrama. Brahmachari means student nowadays. Grihastha means householders. They build the society, they protect the society, they provide the other three segments. Brahmachari, Vanaprasthi and Sannyasi all are non-productive group. Children, student, retired people and renunciates, sannyasi. All are protected by this householder only. So they build the society and family, they produce and provide. Then elders, nowadays they are called senior citizens. What is their role? Their role is guiding the householder, guiding the brahmachari. Because first two group will be with full vigor, less viveka. So this person has completed the marathon race. He will tell, don't be in hurry, go slowly, build up your speed, then you can go for it. Like that, he withdraws from the active life. At the same time, he provides some guidance and spends his balanced life in prayers and other things because he has withdrawn. Then fourth one is sannyasi, one who commits himself to hold the philosophy of the society. Which society will not have these four segments? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. No society. No society can survive without having these segments. Which individual will not have these stages of lifetime? Every individual has to go through these four stages. So sannyasa is a birthright of every individual, and as even he becomes an householder, he has to renounce so many things. Stage by stage, he begins his renunciation by the act of charity, dana, dakshina. Then he continues his renunciation in the form of giving up of his anger, temptations. Like that, renunciation goes on. So finally, he takes a vow for both external and internal renunciation. This is a beautiful arrangement of human life and human society. Arrangement kept for human life and for human society. What is the goal of every individual? Goal is freedom. This was given challenge. Time to time there was a challenge by the people who are living in the Sanatana Dharma and by the people who are outside the Sanatana Dharma. There was one Kartavirya Arjuna. He has given a very big challenge. Goal of life cannot be moksham. It is enjoyment. Like that, one time, fellows will come. So Bhagavan had to handle them either directly or indirectly. Final handling at the end of the Dwapara Yuga was by Sri Krishna. After that, Kali Yuga began. So Vedic society came into attack again by both internal and external sources. Internally, there was a challenge in the form of rebellious religious group. Who are they? Bauddha Matam and Jaina Matam. There was a challenge given by Bauddha Matam and Jaina Matam. Those founders of these two Matams are great renunciates. They were great renunciates. Sri Gautama Buddha and Sri Mahavira. Bauddha Matam and Jaina Matam founded at approximately 500 BC. 500 BC means after 3000 years of Krishna's departure, this challenge has come. So it has spread its ideology because it was rebellious ideal against the prescript of the Sanatana Dharma. During Krishna time, Kshatriyas tried to hold on the society under their clutches. After the departure of Krishna, Brahmana tried to hold on the society under their clutches. Brahmana, who are committed for learning and spreading the learning, they gave importance for rituals. They are called Purva Mimamsakas. They rejected the philosophical ideologies given in the Upanishad. They have taken only ritualistic way of life. So they declared Swarga is the goal of human life. So what is the means for Swarga? Yaga Yajnas. Who will do? We will do. What should we do? You pay us. So as a rebellious group, ritualistic way of life, this renunciates, namely Gautama Buddha and Mahavira came. Ahimsa, Satyam, Aparigraham, all these ideas are spread by them as great ideals of human life. Gautama Buddha and Mahavira refused the Veda Pramanam itself. Actual threat began there only. It's a great threat for the entire Sanatana Dharma. Why you know? You refuse a Pramanam, then you don't have any option at all. You refuse the Chakshu Pramanam and try to substitute that Chakshu Pramanam with any other Pramanam, it will not work because it is unique. They refuse the Veda Pramanam after taking benefits from Veda Pramanam. Whatever ideas they told are taken from the Veda only. Ahimsa, Satyam, Aparigraham, all these ideas are spread by them. All are taken from Veda Pramanam only. The terminologies are taken from Veda Pramanam only. So they removed the Veda Pramanam and put their individuality as the Pramanam. You got the point? So it was a very big threat. That was handled again by this priestcraft because they are just opposite to the priestcraft. There was great priests, Kumarila Bhatta, Bhaskara, Mandana Mishra handled Buddhism and Jainism. At the end of the battle, Shankaracharya comes and puts the final nail on Buddhism and Jainism. So finally it was handled. Purvamimamsakas handled the Buddhism and Jainism by bringing out the grandness of Sanatana Dharma from the ritualistic standpoint. And they pointed out, you don't have any locus standi to talk about ahimsa, satyam or anything. You have taken all ideas from us. You are against our rituals. No problem. We will change the ritual. And what you did? Sanatana Dharma told worship Ishvara, Indra, Vayu, Varuna, Surya. You told it is wrong. Then you yourself started worshipping Acharyas. Jain started worshipping the Acharyas as Devatas. Acharya Parampara is called Harhan. Buddhists started worshipping Buddha himself as Ishvara. You cannot avoid worship. You replace God, there will be a person in that place. That's what now also. 50 years before, in Tamil Nadu, there was a Dravida movement. They started all this idol worship is all problem and other things. What happened? Ended with the same idol worship. Only the person name changed, that's all. The Rupa and Nama changed. Purvamimamsakas handled the Buddhism and Jainism by bringing out the grandness of Sanatana Dharma from the ritualistic standpoint. Purvamimamsakas had certain limitation in handling the Bauddha Madam and Jaina Madam. That limitations, that vacuum was filled by Bhagavan Shankara. These are all happened 2000 years before. Then there was one conquest challenge in the form of Alexander. The solution was in the form of Chanakya. Because according to the challenge, the answer will be thrown by the Sanatana Dharma. The challenge was brutal. The solution was knowledge of warfare. That's all. Kutaniti, it is called. How to handle this brutal warrior. Softly and silently handle him and send him back. Like that was handled by a 10-year-old boy who was adopted by Chanakya, a great Acharya in the Sanatana Dharma, who has learned warfare and politics, trained him for 5 years. Then at the age of 15, this cowherd boy who was adopted by this teacher was converted as a great warrior in the name of Chandragupta Maurya. At the age of 15, he has handled Alexander, imagine. Not directly or physically, but all Kutaniti, it is called. Then Chandragupta Maurya has become emperor of the Virat Bharat. Virat Bharat means present day Persia was part of the Bharat. Afghanistan, Persia, Iran, Iraq, all are part of the Bharat. This happened when 200 BC or 100 BC. That is before the Christianity is born. Okay. Then after Chandragupta Maurya, his son came, Bindusara. He has extended his rule. Then Bindusara's son Ashoka came. He was already converted as a Buddhist and he took the kingship as a Buddhistic king. Then he declared Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha. That is the most dangerous stand for India. Ahimsa paramo dharma is for only for spiritual seeker, for renunciates absolutely, for grahastha as long as their family is not touched. But for Raja, this philosophy should never be there. You are the idiot number one. That is why declared as Ashoka the Great by the British historical writer. Alexander the Great, Ashoka the Great. You see the Alexander the Great because he has taken the sword and finished anybody who come in front of him. Ashoka the Great. The word great, if it is attached to valor and killing, should not be attached to peaceful living. The same word is attached to Ashoka. When it was taught to us, I asked that history professor, how it is? One title is for contradictory two ideals. How it is? That is it. If they take sword, that is great. If we put down our sword, that is great. Because it is written by British rulers indirectly telling Indians should never take a sword. That was not our Sanatana Dharma. We have to remember Mahabharata teaching. Uttishta Bharata. Even if you are going to be defeated in this Dharma Yuddham, you will get heaven. Fight. That is the command for the Kshatriya. Being a Kshatriya, being a king, this Ashoka did a blunder, knowingly or unknowingly, we don't know, but it was a irreparable blunder. Entire India has become weak in Astra Shastra Vidya. Then naturally, the world is like that only. Once you prove to be weak or suspected to be weak, then naturally the other community or other living beings will encroach your space. That's how simple. Like that, so many people came. When we study, it's all painful. In religious context, in scriptural context, in cultural context, before Christianity, there was a religion called Judaism, which religion was under the control of Roman Empire. All the Jews were living as slaves. Though they have their own scripture, their own theology, their own ritual, they were not preaching. They wanted their promised land, which was occupied by Romans, and they were waiting for Messiah. Then suddenly, a personality called Jesus comes out, declares himself as Messiah and the Savior. One group accepted it, another group did not accept it. Those who have accepted are named as Christian. Then slowly the Roman rulers were drawn into the Christian theology, belief system, fundamentals. I have explained to you already. The Roman rulers vehemently started preaching Christianity. Therefore, Christianity started spreading, and with all violence, because it was spread by Roman blood, not by Jew blood. These disciples of Jesus Christ lived a quiet life for a few years only, crucified by the Roman group. Majority are crucified. Saint Peter, so many people are crucified by Roman people only. Then Roman were converted as Christian. Then they started spreading the Christianity. This is one group, about 2000 years. There was an offshoot group called Islam, 630 AD, from the same Semitic religion. All the three, Jews, Christian and Islam, has same root. Only name according to their language, Desha Bhasha changes. Christian will tell Abraham. Islamic person will tell Ibrahim. That's all. Same. Christian will tell before the arrival of Jesus, whatever happened, the transaction between the human community and the Lord, is called Old Testament. Testament means covenant. Covenant means agreement. Agreement between Abraham and Lord is called Old Testament. Up to the arrival of Jesus Christ. From the arrival of Jesus Christ, the same agreement is renewed and called as New Testament. Why I am trying to explain all these things? You should know how India suffered because of these two religions. So, Islamic conquest of India happened in 636 itself. Christian conquest of India did not happen up to 1400 years. Up to 1400 AD, Christian conquest did not happen to Hinduism or India. But Islamic conquest happened just after 4 years of departure of Prophet Muhammad Nabi, because he has told Hindustan has to be conquered. So the person who substituted, who received the power to lead that Islamic community was called Caliphate. Abu Bakr was the first Caliphate, then Umar was second Caliphate, then Uttam was third Caliphate. This Umar is there now, second Caliphate. Abdullah bin Omar is name. He started this journey of conquering India. What is the purpose of conquering India? Convert. In 644, he has come to Sindhu. Sindhu means what? Present Punjab. The loot began in 650 AD. The Islamic invaders were trying to settle. Initially, they conquered Makran, then Sindhu, then conversion. Then they were defeated by the local Rajas. These local Rajas always have jealousy. Jealousy is their problem. So they will fight with each other. The invader will make use of one weak fellow to defeat another weak fellow. Then he will finish up the supporter also. Like that it started, and ultimately the Islamic rule was established by Ghori Muhammad in the 12th century from 1175 to 1206. He was the person who established the Islamic rule. Before him, 400 years, many came, conquered, looted, and went out. They are all from either Persia or Turkishman, Turkey, present day Turkey or Iraq, like that. Muhammad Ghazni was a Turkish. He was a caliphate. Caliphate means a religious leader, like Pope in the Christianity. He has taken a vow, I will conquer Hindustan, because it is told in the life of Prophet Muhammad that it should be conquered. Prophet Muhammad himself participated in 11 wars in his lifetime. 11 wars, just to spread that theology. 11 wars. So this Islamic conquest spread. Within 5 days, Egypt was finished. Within 2 months, Iraq was finished. Finished means what? Whatever religion, culture was existing before their conquering, finished. So that was not the case in India. Whenever they come, there was a big resistance from our rulers, but ultimately they succumbed to the Islamic conquest in 12th century. Ghori Muhammad, his name was. He has defeated Prithviraj Chauhan, a great Rajput, and that too with the help of his own relative, Jayachandra is name, Kannauj Raja, who conspired against Prithviraj Chauhan. Like that, the Islamic conquest started. What is the meaning of Islamic conquest? Whichever area they conquer, first thing is they will make sure all the golds and diamonds come to their Ghazana. Women in the society are made as slaves for their sensory pursuits. And warriors in the society are killed mercilessly. Male children are killed mercilessly. This is called Islamic conquest. Those who are allowed to live, women are allowed to live because they are useful for the sensory pursuit. Those who are allowed to live are forced to change their. If you refuse, taking your life is a matter of seconds. That's all. This is called Islamic conquest. So all the temples were under siege because all the treasures are kept in temples only. Gold and all treasures kept in either in temple or in Raj Mahal. Raja is finished up, so entire Raj Mahal becomes their property. Then temples are finished. Like that, after Muhammad Ghori, Kulbuddin Aibak came, then Jalaluddin Khilji came, then Alauddin Khilji came, then Malik Kafur came. Malik Kafur established Islamic rule from Delhi to Rameswaram. He has killed 5,000 children and mothers in Srirangam campus in one night. It's a big story, painful story. Then Muhammad bin Tughlaq, then Firoz Tughlaq, then Amir Taimur, then Babur, one of the worst Islamic invader. Then Babur's son Humayun, then Humayun's son Akbar, then Akbar's son Jahangir, then Jahangir's son Shah Jahan, then Shah Jahan's son Aurangzeb. All these people, they have one thing in common. When next generation is ready to rule, it will demand the rulership from the father or the master. If they refuse to hand over the rule, they will be finished up. Either they kill parent, or they kill the master, or they kill their relative who have taken care of them when they are young. So, India suffered Islamic conquest. 350 years, Turks and Arabs ruled this nation. 400 years, Sultans, Lodis, Afghans, Mughals ruled this nation. And 250 years, Portuguese, French, and British ruled this nation. The Christian conquer, there was a pope who gave permission to conquer, enslave, loot, and convert. The permission was called Romanus Pontifex. Whichever nation you go, you put your leg, finish them off. Because by that time, Islamic kingdom has become very vast than the Christian kingdom. America was not looted because America was not yet known to them. Australia was not looted. Fortunately, it was distanced by waters. The Europe wherein this Christian theology was flourishing has its own leader called Pope, and he gave a permission. That permission is called Romanus Pontifex. The Pope name was Pope Nicholas V. He has given a bull, a golden bull, papal bull it is called, as a mark of permission. To whom? To Portugal king Alfonso V, to fight and finish all people who don't accept Christianity. This happened in 1452. Then again in 1493, Pope Alexander IV has reinstated the power to conquer by the Jesus through the rulers. Up to that, they are having problem with these Islamic countries. There was an Ottoman Empire. It was a nightmare for Christian conquest. So, Islamic conquest began in 650s, established in 1100 and extended up to 1700. The people who are given permission to loot the Portugal, so one is given, then other person also will tell, I am also Christian. If you got the permission, I am also is permitted. So I also will start my journey. Like that, Spain, Dutch, French, British, all started. Started for what? To find out new land and finish that society, loot the resources from that society, from the nation, and convert them as. So they have a beautiful structure. They do everything with all structures, you know. That is the grandness of this Europe mind. Systematically they will do. This Islam conquest was not systematic. Sometime from Arab people will come, sometime from Afghanistan people will come. That is why Islam conquest in India is not ruled by one. Sultan, Khiljis, Lodis, Arabs, Turks, Mughals, all are not same. They are not even same with regard to the Islamic theology. But this Europe, same in theology, therefore systematic. Fortunately, the journey which was to conquer India was diverted to American continent. In their conquest journey, there will be spies, there will be army chiefs, and there will be missionaries, Christian missionaries, nuns and priests. This is the pattern. Find out the route, give the information, have the calculation how to handle, then find out the means to handling, then go with force, finish them off. Whoever is balanced, convert them. Simple. Like that, it started. The brunt of this conquest, especially Islamic and Christian conquest, is borne by us only. Because other part of the world were not that much cultured. They have their own culture, but this much of sophisticated thinking pattern was not there. How you know Swami, if you ask? Go and meet the natives in Australia, go and meet natives in American continent and other continents. Till date, the Sanatana Dharma is proud about its thinking sophistication. Till date, we are top with regard to philosophy of life, with regard to style of living. What is our style of living, you know? Take less, give more. Don't disturb the people. This is our style. Just the opposite is others. Understood? Philosophy, what do you know? Put another person as first person singular and treat him as you treat yourself. Atmopumyena sarvatra samam pasya. That's all. So this conquest was very cruel, damaging, and irreparable. So in this way, 19th century arrived. In 19th century, one more fellow also joined in this conquest. The fellow who is called nowadays scientist, materialistic they are called. In Europe, as even science grew in 15th, 16th century, there was complete rejection of Christianity. So Christianity was refused by their own people who declared themselves as thinkers or who are really thinkers. So they declared matter alone exists, there is no God. What is the truth of this Jagat? Matter. Whole creation is nothing but matter. Pratyaksha Pramana is the only valid Pramana. This is third group I am talking. They are called materialistic. Goal of life is what? Enjoyment. For other two, Islam and Christian group, goal of life, enjoyment in this world and in next world. And the konjam vechirudha, little balance should be kept for life after the death. Therefore, that was a governing factor for them not to cross the Lakshman Rekha. Of course, there was no Lakshman Rekha. They have their own. If you are an Islamic person, you cannot have liquor. You can do any papa, but you cannot have liquor. An Islamic person can never have liquor. He can kill the non-believer, but he cannot take liquor. So there are some restrictions in the name of religion or theology. Similarly in Christianity also. Because there was a apple, imaginary apple hanging on the mind, namely heaven. God will punish you. But this materialistic fellow who declared, we will not go by any of your theology, your Bible and your Quran all are storybooks. So there is no God. Goal of life is enjoyment in this world only. What is the difference between these two and they added another world also. Materialistic doesn't accept another world. No place for any belief system, any theology, any church, any priest, any extra cosmic God, punyam, papam, next birth, moksha, nothing to it. Keep quiet. When they told, public should hear, man. Public heard because they delivered comforts to the society. By their invention, they delivered day-to-day comforts. You deliver day-to-day comforts to any group, society, you are the leader. All fellows are bhogis. Na? You deliver either product or you deliver either theology or you deliver any logic for enjoyment. Immediately society will follow you. There was one fellow, namely Osho. One fellow was there. He has legitimized the sensory life as a way of spiritual gain. What is the meaning of spiritual? Nobody knows. Fellows, especially, not possible in India. Okay. In India, we are all little sane. Whatever we tell, they will not accept unless it is told by renunciate. But there in America, there was a hippie movement and all fellows followed him. Where they are now, Bhagavan only knows. So these materialistic fellows really shaken the entire human life. One side this Islamic invasion, another side this all European invasion, and fight among themselves. People are tired. By that time, this materialistic fellow came, who told, give up all this faith and acceptance for this priest, because the rulers are priests. Both in Christian and Islam, the rulers are priests. The priest is the king. So in Europe, the priest called Pope was challenged by these materialistic people, and finally the Pope was arrested, house arrested. 60 years he was kept in house arrest. In that time, 3 popes passed away. Rome was the capital, which is the part of Italy. There was one Mussolini who made this great job. But still, after 60 years of fight, that Rome, it's a small area, is declared as a nation, and the religious leader, namely Pope, is a political leader till date, because they refuse to come out of the papal, out of the Pope palace, because up to that time he was a king. Suddenly, all revolutions have come. These materialist fellows really gave a shake to Christianity and Islam, and we got side effect from them. Because of materialistic conquest, the individual life and the social life has diverted towards sense pressure. Artha kama pradhana jivanam. Once Artha kama pradhana comes, desire, selfishness driven society it is. Body centered life. Whatever gives comfort to the body is accepted as grand. And this fellow, this materialistic fellow, the scientific group, they are really great. They will not be tired of producing new items. The intention is to conquer the society, to hold the society, but it was shown as helper of the society. I will tell one simple example. Mobile. The discovery of mobile is to conquer the society or to elevate the society. Please tell. It's a question mark. Some will argue it is to conquer, some will argue to elevate. Understand? Similarly, every product began from fridge onwards, mixie, grinder, electricity, all. But unanimously, it has taken the human society and human thought towards physical existence. Understand? And even emotional existence are finished off. With materialistic society, you cannot have human emotions. That's it, they don't cry at all. They won't cry. In Indian society, if anything happened, like that, we have thara, tapata, drums, then trumpets and songs. There is no cry at all there. You can go. There is no laugh at all. Now they are in the form of communism. It has taken so many forms. Materialism has taken so many forms for its survival, either in the form of communism or in the form of socialism. So many names. The result is conquer all human mind and their life and tell them your life is for sensory pleasures. We are here to provide you sensory pleasures. Pay us and be the slave to us. That's all. Goal of education is till date material prosperity and sensory enjoyment. Self-control should not be practiced. It is an hypocrisy to practice. It is impossible. So anybody who practices renunciation or self-control is called as God man. God man means con man. Con man means hypocrite. Those people who are revered as wise in their own culture are branded as madcaps. All rishis are madcaps. All their ideas are fantasy. They declare. So, Jivan Mukti, Moksha, these are all daydreams. And life after death is a myth. God is an opium, a drug substance to keep the poor under the control of the ruler. Western civilization based on the combination of European, Greek, Roman, materialistic, all did not have any direction. Because sensory pleasures cannot be a direction of human life. Because we also know how much you can eat, please tell, through your senses. There is a limitation. We all know. One ice cream, first ice cream, nice. Second ice cream, okay. Third ice cream is a punishment. Correct? Similarly, anything. So, reaction in the society because of this conquest is dissatisfaction in sensory life. There is an always inner urge to be free. Like a person who overused this mobile, once he understood, he is drained up. How much time I can use mobile in my life, in day-to-day life? After 5 hours, 6 hours, he is drained up. So he wanted to be free from that, but he is addicted to that. So he cannot give up that. So dissatisfaction, self-loath, it's all inner urge due to the intrinsic divine nature of every human being. We cannot avoid it. That's why Vedanta Shastra tells, all right, you want to be a slave, how much time you will keep yourself slave? No problem. You have a long time period. Repeated birth after birth, you enjoy. A day will come to you. to see the futility of these pursuits. So in some mind it came and it was again put down by these groups. So science could not remove the inner poverty, nor the Islamic or Christian theology or religion could remove the inner poverty called I want to be a free person. There is a call. So no answer for basic questions. Why this creation? What for I am here? At that time, there was a lot of fight between British, French, Dutch governments, fight between Hindus, Muslims, Christians, quarrel between various sects of Hinduism. Women and general public were oppressed. Untouchability and sati were on its peak. Fight between believers and non-believers. In short, India was full of chaos. Lost faith in its spiritual nature, lost its faith in spiritual goal of life. Nations' wealth were looted, industries and native sciences are destroyed. People were in utter poverty. Social harmony was disturbed through religious hatred, casteism, Aryan Dravidian theory, and imitating the Western civilization was considered as pride, and ideological war between materialist Christians and Islam has taken the toll of the Indian society. Society was made to believe the goal of life is enjoyment. Here only, one group told. In heaven also, other group told. Attaining God is a poetic fancy. Professing a set of dogmas and doctrines is religion. English education is the only way for worthy education, and material supremacy was the scale to measure a person and a society. In 1893, there was a religious conference to declare the supremacy of the Christian religion at the 400th year of conquest of America. It's all conquest, but they celebrated it. So Hinduism was in dangerous condition, and Hinduism was told that it is a dangerous religion full of snake charmers, and sadhus are called as snake charmers. Ignorance, inactivity, loss of dignity, jealous, greediness, fear are the general traits of a common man in India. At this time, Thapakaya cha dharmasya sarva dharma swarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Bhagavan has manifested in the form of Sri Ramakrishna as an potential answer, silently given a strong, indisputable answer. So from Shankaracharya period to Sri Ramakrishna's period, we traveled. In that travel, there were so many sadhus, so many saints, acharyas, resisted this conquest, Islamic and Christian conquest. So many acharyas, beginning from Alvards, who existed at the 7th to 10th century, Nayanmars, same period, Ramanujacharya, 1077 AD, then Vallabhacharya, 15th to 16th century, then Guru Nanak, 15th century, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 16th century, Jnanadeva, 13th century, Ekanath Swami, 16th century, Jiva Goswami, 15th century, then Madhavacharya. These are all acharyas. Acharyas means what? One who guided the society through scriptures and their life with knowledge. And there are another group, powerful group, saints who resisted this. Tukaram Maharaj, 1608 AD, Tulsidas Maharaj, Ramcharit Manas, author, 1532 AD, then Mirabai, Mother Mirabai, 1498 to 1547, then Ramananda Swami, 15th century, Goraknath, 14th century, Kabirdas Maharaj, 15th century, Basavanna, 11th century, Kanakadasa, 15th century to 16th century, then Swami Narayan, 18th century, then Gajanan Maharaj, 19th century, Purandaradasa, 15th century, Ravidas Maharaj, 14th century, Then Rupa Goswami, 15th century, and Sanatana Goswami, 15th century. All these great saints and acharyas tried their level best to hold the fort of Sanatana Dharma, but they could not do it. They could do to some extent in some local area. So each saint is the result of the Islamic atrocity or Christian atrocity. The nearly 1400-500 years of atrocity against this Hinduism and Sanatana Dharmis, Vaitika Dharmis. So now 3 enemies, 3 cultures, 3 theologies or 3 ideologies had to be faced by the Indian society. Bhagavan was so gracious to manifest himself as an answer for all these 3 challenges. The manifestation is in the form of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Why I told all this background story, to know the grandness of the manifestation of Lord in the form of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. If you study the human history, especially in the context of India, you will understand the grandness of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. That grandness we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ वेदसे सुनमाम सोममराति यतो निदहाति वेदः स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वा नावेर सिन्धुम् दुरिताद्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णाम् तपसा ज्वलन्तीम् वैरोचनी कर्मफलेषु जुष्टाम् दुर्गाम् देवीगुम् शरणमहम् प्रपद्ये सुतरसि तरसे नमः अग्ने त्वम् पारयानव्यो अस्मान् स्वस्तिभिरति दुर्गाणि विश्वा पूषपृथ्वी बहुलान उर्वी भवातोकायतनयाय शय्योः विश्वाणिनो दुर्गः जातवेदः सिन्धुन्यनावातुरितादिपर्षि अग्ने अत्रिवन्मनसा गृणानोऽस्माकम् बोध्यवितातनूना ऋतनादितगुम् सहमानमुग्रमग्निगुम् पुवेम परमात् सदस्तात् स नः पर्षदति दुर्गाणि विश्वा श्रामद्देवो अतिदुरिताद्यग्निः प्रत्नोषिकमीड्यो अध्वरेषु सना च गोता नव्यश्च सत्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवम् विप्रयस्वा स्वव्यम् च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तम् तवेन्द्रविष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमपि संवसानो वैष्णवी लोकैकमादयन्ताम् ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्यकुमारि धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात् ॐ